I think the biggest thing we notice as a staff is I think we're a little more advanced with a young group because we went on the foreign trip and got those extra practices. So I thought we moved quicker than we have maybe in years past with a younger group, and they're responding really well. We're dumping a lot on them, especially in the first 5 days, and because they had those extra practices in the spring, the returners, it wasn't a big deal for them. So that was a positive. Knock on wood, we have not suffered many significant injuries yet, so it's been a relatively healthy camp. So that's always a positive. And probably the third thing that sticks out is Aaron Phillips is going to be an awesome quarterback. He's ready to be one of the best in the country, in my opinion. Every team's different. Even, when you come back with, a lot of experience, you're still adding new people to the team. So every team's going to be a little different. Yeah, certainly this group is different. It's younger. I think there's, this youthful enthusiasm. I think the willingness to be coached. They're just really receptive to being coached. And as coaches, we're enjoying, the new people and the, we're different. So we have to do some different things on all three phases of the game because we've graduated some guys that we've been doing things with for 2-3 years. So yeah, I just think it's the vibes, different. And I think, excited, because these guys are finally getting their chance, and coaches, we are having to tweak things that we've done in the past. So it makes for, a different vibe, and I think a little more excitement. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's certainly different than having an experienced group back that you kind of like, well, what we're going to do and who's going to do it. We've had to kind of find what fits for this group to do. So that's been, I guess, as a coach, fun to try and figure out. I don't think there's going to be huge changes. Aaron can do a lot. I mean, he is a dual threat quarterback. So he can run and pass, but just the extent that he knows the offense, there's no limiting factor at quarterback. We can go in a lot of different directions. So I think week to week, I think we could change, because Aaron, I think, is very capable of playing, different types of football, different schemes, and he is, he does have experience. Not a ton on the field, but through practice, and he knows it inside and out. Dylan Cave, we're hoping will continue his great year from his junior year, but we also have great depth at receiver, replacing a couple of great ones that graduated, Ethan Dahlem and Noah Coyne. But we think our depth, we can go 7-8 deep at receiver and play really well. And we've talked about rotating guys by series, which I've never been a huge fan of, but with this group, I am. And the offensive line has really stood out. I think they've taken a step up physically. Both the returning players and the new people we've added. I think there is more of a physical presence up front than maybe there's been for a long time. It will be different, especially up front. We graduated some great ones. We're going to be smaller, more mobile. You'll see us moving around quite a bit. I think, the back eight, I think, I'm really excited to see them play against outside competition, because they've looked great. They really have. Inside backer, outside backer. We made some moves in the secondary, bringing a few guys from offense over who've looked really well. We're excited for the John Carroll scrimmage coming up. I think that'll be a great measuring stick to see where we're at defensively. But yeah, they're enthusiastic. They're running all around. They're making plays. They're making their mistakes because they do have inexperience, but I think they're learning quickly from them. So again, looking forward to playing outside competition to get a real gauge on where we're at. I know that we've been close. We play in a great league. the PAC sent 3 to the playoffs last year, so that tells you about the depth at the top. And we have been close, and I think this group is, their goals are to kind of break through. We've been close, and we need to break through. And the goal for us is we want to be competitive at a national level, and we just haven't been able to do that since the pandemic. So, that's their goal, and I think they've taken great steps towards that goal. But again, eagerly awaiting outside competition with this group to see how they react.